Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got an interesting clip here. A woman brought to tears after a man talks to her about. I just want to show it to you. It's a couple of parts to it, but it's not very long. But we're just gonna jump right into it. So here we go.
Telling you that.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that.
No, that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, because you're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what
I could tell her what I'm saying. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
My looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
They're the thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men. Right.
But that isn't. I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach.
Basically, just telling you that.
Men advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an issue for me.
What I'm telling you, it is.
Not for a lot of men.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's the way it is. We don't want a man. Look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna approach and women average. You don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not saying.
And we're saying, but look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize. You don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6.
So now that we got through that clip, ma'am, and all the women who sympathize with her, and all the women who, she was right. She made a point, and, it shouldn't just matter about, it matters. If you can disqualify a guy because he don't got the right clothes on, you can disqualify a guy because he makes $500 less a month than you want, if you can disqualify a guy because he's a certain height, you can disqualify a guy because he's a certain shade, if you can disqualify men based off of all of these physical exterior things that don't have anything to do with his character before he can even get to his character, because those things matter to you in terms of attraction, let you tell it, then men have the same right to disqualify women based on exterior visual things. It is what it is. Are there men who like bigger women? Of course there are. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, men prefer women who have nice figures, and those figures can come in a different size. Like, you can be a size 8 or you can be a size 12. The men don't care. They don't ask you what size you are. They just know whether or not they like what they see. They don't care about a particular number on the scale. They don't care about a particular size. They just care whether or not this is something that they like to see. Whether or not you look good without your clothes on. That's what they care. Whether or not you look good even in your clothes. They're attracted to what they're attracted to. Now, men can gauge, okay, she might be a little on the heavy side, heavier than I would like, but she still look good, you know, whatever the case may be. But she's sitting here crying. I want to talk about why she's crying, okay? She's sitting there crying because she has attached, she doesn't like it that he's attaching her value to her beauty, but she's also attaching her value to her beauty. She's attaching it. He's saying there is a value in a woman's beauty because that's a part of her leverage. And every woman know that. She's crying because it's like, well, I'm a valuable person. You're trying to say that I'm not a valuable person, which means that she has tied who she is and her identity and her character to her looks. So in her mind, her beauty and who she is are tied together intrinsically. He's saying pretty much the same thing, but she want to take it in a negative way because she knows that she needs to lose weight. She knows it. I can see even what she's got on and they're flashing back and forth from her. I can tell she got a gut. It's a roll sitting right in the front. And I'm not saying that to laugh at her. Because I've been right where she at. Big and unattractive. And she's not ugly. She's just too big. You can even tell that she's a tall woman as well. Right? She don't even look like a short woman. She knows she's too big. She also knows that what he's saying is correct. In order to get into the door with certain men, you have to be attractive enough to do it. And average looking women do not like that statement. Okay? Average looking women do not like that statement. But it's real. Just like you disqualify men based on certain things, they disqualify women based on certain things. And unfortunately for the average looking women, of which I am one, okay? So I'm speaking from the perspective of the average looking girl. I'm not even speaking from the perspective of the pretty girl that got the pretty privilege, because I've never had that. So I know full and well all about how the men's responses tell you what you are. How men respond to you tells you whether or not you're beautiful in the general consensus of men's eyes. Okay? And average women is up and down. Some guys gonna think you cute. Some guys not gonna think you cute. You're not objectively pretty. There are some women who are objectively pretty. 99% of men are going to look at that woman and say she's pretty. Even if they're not particularly attracted, they're still going to recognize she's pretty. Though that's reserved for the 8s and 9s and 10s. It just is what it is, average girls. Deal with it. I had to deal with it. Just deal with it. It's not going to change. How you feel is not going to change nothing. Crying, not going to change nothing. Okay? It's not going to change nothing. Your best bet as an average looking woman is to control what you can control. You cannot change your face. That is what it is. It's either going to be attractive. People are either going to think you cute or not. Your body, on the other hand, you can control. You can control your weight. You can control how your body looks. There's ways to do it. And all of us know. She knows that if she lose that weight, okay, and become very shapely and, you know what I'm saying, and all that, get her body together, her confidence gonna skyrocket, along with the attention of men who would have otherwise looked the other way. And it just is what it is. Men are visual. They like beauty. They like when women are beautiful. They like when they look at you, they imagine sex with you. Just please understand that. When men look at you with interest, they imagine sex with you. How you gonna look without your clothes? How you gonna look bent over? How you gonna look? They looking at it. They're trying to imagine it in their head. And if they can't get that, if that thought doesn't move nothing in them, then it is a wrap. And they may acknowledge she's cute in the face, but she a little too heavy, and I'm not really going to deal with it. That doesn't mean you're not a good person. I was more than 350 pounds. I was the same lioness on the inside. Same one, same person, same human being. Okay? But I was big. I was about that size when my first husband died. Once I started getting in my head that I wanted another husband, you know what also came into my head? I gotta lose weight. Because why? Ain't no man gonna be trying to figure out if you're a good woman or not if he's not even attracted in the first place. So you being 300 plus pounds, ma'am, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to attract the type of man that you actually, as a woman, you qualify for. You're not, because that man is not going to look at you because he's not even gonna see you. He's not even gonna see you. You'll be invisible to him. Just another fat chick. What? And you start attracting guys that figure you got low self-esteem because you're fat. So therefore you will be an easy lay. And they'll talk to you just for, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and hit it or whatever, just to take, you know what I'm saying, just to get it off. And then he out of there. These are the types of people that you attract because those only ones are even slightly looking. And they're not even looking for relationships and trying to figure out what kind of woman you are. So if you want a better quality of man, all the men, whether they average workers, whether they blue collar men, whether they rich men, all the men, no matter what you think of them, all the men want pretty women, and pretty means pretty to them. Pretty to them. Pretty in their eyes. They got to think you pretty. They got to be attractive. And you have a better chance of netting that guy by making yourself more attractive to more men. And if something is in your control that you can improve upon, then improve upon it. And once you lose weight, once you get your body together and you look nice and you still just an average girl, it is what it is at that point. You beautify yourself the best way you can, and it is what it is. No need to cry, especially if you're going to sit there and disqualify that other man because he 5'8". Like height got something to do with whether or not a man is a man or not. Y'all do realize I'm taller than my husband. And that ain't stopped nothing. That ain't stopped nothing at all. At all. Okay? Nothing stopped. Nothing stops. That ain't had nothing to do with my attraction to him. That ain't had nothing to do with what kind of man he is. That had nothing to do with his masculinity, his leadership. Listen, I don't care. I don't even care. That was not a determining factor for me. He told me what his height was when we first started talking. And water wet. Let's keep rolling. Because I like what I see and what I'm hearing. You ain't disqualified. That little height ain't disqualified nothing. Please understand that. So what do that mean? Because I was with a tall one before, and what did that ain't work? And so what do the height have to do with anything? Nothing. Height has nothing to do. It has no bearing. So y'all be trying to disqualify men because they quote unquote short. Height has no bearing on who that man is and what that man can do and how that man can treat you and what kind of relationship y'all can have. And nothing to do with that. For all she knew, that 5'8" man would have loved her just as she is, but she disqualified him now, didn't she? And how many men have she disqualified off of her shallowness and then don't want no man to look at her and be like, no, you too big, baby girl. And now she want to sit somewhere and cry. But my value is that tied to it. It is tied to it. It's tied to it. It's not the whole thing, but it's tied to it. Why do you think Kevin Samuels was stressing fit, feminine, and friendly? And then they was mad about that. They was mad about that fit part. They was mad about that fit part. They was actually mad about all three. But they was mad about that fit part when he got to talking about don't be fat. Everybody come in different shapes and sizes. You gonna come in different shapes and sizes. If everybody work out, they still gonna be different shapes and sizes. If every woman was as fit as she could possibly be, we still gonna be different sizes. That's not gonna change. Just because you work out don't mean you're gonna be a size 2. It's some women that's not gonna do. I would, like me personally, I would never get to that small. I will never be that small, ever. But that don't mean I can't look good. That don't mean the weight can't be lost. That don't mean don't go to the gym. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Just because I'm not going to be a size 2. I'm not going to be a size 4. I'm not built like that. I'm not petite. So there are some women who are petite. I seen a video of a girl, and she was like almost 7 feet. And she was like 250 pounds. But over on a 7-foot frame, though, she was thin. She looked nice. And I'm pretty sure there were men who kind of disqualified her because she's 7 feet. How many men are 7 feet? Not many. How many people, period, are 7 feet? Not many. It's a very small percentage of the world of people who get to that height. And she pretty. She was pretty as a picture. She wasn't funny built or nothing. She had a real nice shape. She was just really, really tall. And there are some men who not going to like her because of that. It's like she's too tall. And then there's some men be like, baby, that height ain't, I will climb that tree, baby. Ain't nothing but ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Ain't nothing. Okay? Honestly, I will climb that tree. You know I know how to climb trees, right? Because when we laying down, listen. And somebody gonna like her. Somebody gonna like her. Especially if she an amicable woman. Somebody gonna like that woman. Somebody gonna be in love with that woman. Tall. Okay, taller than anybody he know, including him. So, ma'am, I don't want to hear them tears, and I don't want to hear no tears of no chick that think like her. Men like to look at women that they think is pretty. And sometimes that way, and people carry weight different. So sometimes you can look all right, you know what I'm saying, with a little bit more weight on you. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it don't be looking good. Running around here, you know what I'm saying, built like Humpty Dumpty around here. You running around here built like Oswald Cobblepot. Ain't nobody want to undress Oswald Cobblepot. He funny looking. Lose that. You running around here a whole bumble body. And I ain't just talking about her. I'm talking about all these big backs. You know your back big. Unbig your back a little, at least a little bit. Unbig your back. And then go back out there and see what you get. That's all I'm saying. I had to unbig my back. So I know what I'm talking about. It's a process, but you got to unbig your back. Unbig it. You'll feel better about yourself even if a man don't. And I guarantee you a man gonna look at you. I guarantee you, if your back was big and then you come back outside and your back is at least a medium, it's gonna be some men cutting their eyes over there, especially if you know what I'm saying, carry yourself with confidence and class and you look nice and stuff like that. Y'all better get out of that. Get out of that. Y'all disqualify men because, you know what I'm saying, the locks that was in a ponytail and one was out in the back. You know, all that stupid stuff. And then don't want no man to say you too big. Baby, your back big, baby. Unbig your back and then we'll see how many men like you. And it is what it is. You don't have pretty privilege. You're not an 8, 9, 10. It is what it is. Most women are not. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.